it's probably Jocelyn's tray flip is the biggest. And then longest could be Wallenberg.
Personally, it did feel like the biggest thing I'd ever tray flipped.
As far as famous goes,
Most famous landed 360 flip or not landed 360 flip? You caught on to that one?
Other one than Jocelyn at Davis Gap.
Chris Jocelyn, Davis.
For sure sticks out is Jocelyn's down the Sacramento Gap.
Chris Jocelyn tray flip down Davis Gap. There's a video on Felipe's phone and it just looks so next level.
I'll go with the biggest, highest, fastest, gnarliest Chris Cole, Wallenberg.
Most famous tray flip ever done to me is Chris Cole, Wallenberg. Just a trick that everyone was waiting to get done down it.
Chris Cole
I got my
down
thing almost didn't even
Wallenberg
hear
just
me, bro.
because of the size. It just wasn't really a trick that people did that big.
Especially in the era that I grew up skating. Chris Cole, Wallenberg.
I like Chris Cole, Wallenberg. To me, it's the aggression. It was the way that it was like edited. You can just feel something about
Good
that.
part too. I watched that as a
equally as
kid.
impressive. Hunted.
As a young minor baby child, I watched this part.
The skateboard up
That's a good
Wallenberg.
one.
I'm assuming Jamie Thomas edited that thing together.
For me, the most famous 360 flip ever done is like not even a contest. Chris Jocelyn, Davis Gap. It is bar none, probably the best 3 flip that you could ever do down a gap, and the gap is like an 18 to 20. That takes a cake. I mean, if I had to go second, I'd say Josh Kalis over the can.
Best 360 flip ever done, Josh Kalis.
Josh Kalis' tray flip at Love Park. Sort of like the Jumpman, iconic silhouette.
Josh Kalis over the bump to trash can out there in Love Park. It seemed like it was everywhere when it came out.
You could say Jason Lee in Blind Video Day.
Hold on, bro. Let me show y'all. I just want to show y'all I'm tapped in. You feel me? I just want to show y'all I'm tapped in. Is this one? Yeah, it's this one. No, we tapped in, bro. So we got that on us. No bullshit. Yeah, shout out Kalis, man. On my soul. So what the fuck? How many of these is there actually? Oh, there's 2 DGK ones, a girl one and a primitive one. Sheesh. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, we tapped in though, you feel me? On me. Back up there.
He's over the little gap because that was the first one done going really fast that you saw in a video.
I think Jason Lee doing one on flat over a curb.
The other person that comes to mind is Brophy. Tray flipped a picnic table, which is crazy.
That's
The one that's been seen the most though is Jocelyn's. I don't know how anybody else could answer differently.
I'm gonna call Markovic's 3 flip off the Carlsbad bottom.
Like Danny's 3 flip over the mega ramp was crazy.
What about yours?
Holy shit.
Like Danny's 3 flip over the mega ramp was crazy.
A tray flip over the mega ramp with no
Other
grab
notable
is fucked, bro. That is so fucked.
one, Chris Cole, Wallenberg. At the time, that was really breakthrough. That was huge.
Obviously, there's like Chris Cole, Wallenberg.
His tray flip down Wallenberg's the one I remember the most. The catch.
anytime you show the human anguish and suffering for something that ends up working out for them, it's the tale that we tell time and time again in all the movies, you know.
The most famous this or that in skateboarding doesn't necessarily equate to the hardest.
Oh, Chris Cole and Chris Jocelyn, huh? A little trade. You got to get both those dudes in the same. Okay, yeah, you know what's up.
Wild, bro. What the fuck? Super wild. Dudes are so crazy, bro. Fuck. Fuck, bro. Give a fuck about them crackers, man.
My man.
Good to see you, always.
We're going to talk about two specific tray flips. The most famous 360 kickflip ever done.
What about the most important one ever done?
I've never seen it.
Probably be Ronnie Mullins.
We know that the first one happened in a barn in Florida. I think, quite honestly, the most famous one is either ours or Josh Kalis over the garbage can at Love. That was on the box of every pair of Kalises that sold, and dude, they sold.
You know what? The most famous 360 flip for me actually growing up is Johnny Layton switch tray flip down Carlsbad. I think as far as the regular one goes, I really like Stefan Janowski's tray flip tutorial where he's like skating down the beach, and I just thought that was the most relaxed looking 3 flip ever. Antoine, Wade, those two on flat, man, those are two really good ones on flat ground.
Another honorable mention would be Brandon Westgate. As far as beautiful tray flips go, that thing, chef's kiss, it's beautiful. They're very different tray flips. Davis is probably the biggest ever done.
Well, thank you for that. But I would also kind of define it in a way as like, what makes that almost be harder though?
Hold on, bro. Is El Toro not bigger than Davis Gap? Is Davis Gap bigger than El Toro? That is a wild. Davis Gap is fucking bigger than El Toro. It might be longer. I could see it being longer than El Toro, but not taller.
Though if something was lower with the same length, probably what Wallenberg is, you know?
Yeah, it's a different
thing, you know? It's like one, you're gonna fight the impact, and the other one, you're gonna fight the takeoff. So it's like one way or another, you're having a fight.
In the hold. I bet there's mathematics out there that could measure this against other people's tray flips, length versus height versus all these things. We need experts on this. What's the second to last trick? Oh, back 270 nose blunt. I felt like that's a pretty good situation.
Back 270
but
nose blunt.
There's always that push for the
Back 270 nose blunt is fucking crazy, bro. Chris Cole, that motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's him.
For the big firework finale. You know, it was the last thing that I filmed for the Zero video right before the premiere. It was insanely important. The story's pretty well documented out there as far as like the offer on the table and Jamie was gonna fly out my girlfriend, I didn't have any money, things like that. The idea of getting something on an iconic spot, it's like when a musician plays Red Rocks. There are these places that you just feel like you want to make your mark
Chris
on, just
fucking
trying
Cobra
to like
Cole.
give an offering
Oh
to
my
the volcano
God.
that is that spot.
What year was this?
2004, I think. We planned to go to Wallenberg. We drove the van up, stayed the night. The next morning, went there, like pretty early. I think it was like 10 a.m. or something. We went there and started jumping. All these goes, it looks like I'm popping off the end of the block, but I'm actually like starting my ollie before the end of the block, and I'm trying to pop like a foot earlier because the ground went burp for 62 goes or something, of ollieing before it. And then I finally went down and ollied off the end, and it worked in like 5 goes. I could have saved myself a lot of time. I landed on the 68th try.
So 68 tries, which means you walked up that hill 67 times.
That's
calves were burning.
You feel like you've done like X amount of burpees throughout the day. Do 68 burpees.
Damn, at the end when you show your swell bow, I didn't even realize how much you
Holy
like take the
shit.
fall to your arm.
I got a secondary swell bow halfway down my arm. In most of the slams, I'm flipping over to get to a different part of my back. So I stop hitting the same side over and over again.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
When you start engineering your slam, you know you've taken a long time. First part of rolling away was me realizing that I was rolling away because I blacked out when I was about to hit my tail. And I guess that's extreme stress. You just black out before you pop, and I woke up right about there. I think everybody can get down with a story of like slams to a make. And that battle kind of resonates more
battled a few
with the
tricks before,
Zero
nothing
fan.
fucking insane like
And
that.
time period, it was just
I battled
lightning in a
some
bottle
shit.
as far as like the generation of skaters at that time. Lightning in a bottle.
Look, bro, that's fucking insane.
Bottle as far as like the generation of skaters at that time, their clothing interest, their music interest.
It could have been as simple as like if you're wearing a different outfit, it might have not hit the same or something like that.
Totally.
Would you feel okay if you never tray flipped Wallenberg?
It's funny, like you're trying to put yourself in those shoes of like, if I never did it, you know, I'd still want it. Now I can't imagine it without it.
Did you ever consider giving up?
I'm sure I considered giving up at some point. Eventually you're like, I don't know if if I'm gonna get it. Like you'll sit there for the beatdown. You'll be down for the punishment if you know that the thing is gonna work out in the end, but you don't know with skating. And then you start to think, am I gonna make it?
And that's when people finally hear you say, I don't know if I can do it today, guys. Those are some of the hardest words to say.
Fucking Davis Gap, bro. I gotta go see some of these spots in real life, dog. Like, I got to. I want to skate him. I'm not him. I'm not that guy. But I want to go see them shits for sure. I just want to go look at them. Like, look at this thing.
Dude.
Yes. I don't think that's bigger than El Toro, though. It might be longer, maybe.
Dude, that's extended.
A lot of time from catch to land, we're like, you're just thinking, hopefully this is the rollaway.
As far as like all the tricks that you've done, is that the trick that you're most known for that enters the room before you do?
I would think so, yes. It would be between that one and the back 360 kickflip. To your point about how you said people can get down with the like bail, and finally get them to make. Do you know how many kids have come up to me and like said like, oh my God, like I love your My War.
I think it's relatable. That's why the Wallenberg thing resonates, and then that's why people come up to you and they're like, yo, you're My War. They understand. It feels like something they can truly relate to. I knew that my tray flip was gonna be my last trick. Did you know that yours was gonna be yours?
I believe so, yeah.
I think when you're kind of jumping down something that big, you already know.
I think you can also kind of tell by the reaction of the people you're around too. Because like, no one was ever reacting like that to any of the other tricks I did. And all of a sudden they chased me down the street. I'm like, okay, well this one must have been good, hell yeah.
Did you feel like you had to push to go pretty fast, or were you like tame with your pushes?
Oh, I feel like it was literally any less run up and I wouldn't have had enough. Right before that wall that opens up and you see me is like right when I got my feet set up. So that's like all the amount of time I had to like prepare for that. Throw down and you had to be in tray flip position for sure.
So you did it pretty quick.
12.
12 goes.
12 tries,
I think the
bro.
board cracked on the 6th or 7th. I tried it one more time. We switched it and there was like 5 on the new board.
How many boards did you break here?
I think just one.
Just one? Yeah, same with Wallenberg. I broke one. Do you still have that board?
No.
Oh, come on, dude, you gotta think ahead.
I honestly probably gave it away. It's a Felipe board too.
Oh, he's stoked. That's why he was helping you put it together, because it was his board. He was like, hey, I got one.
I probably had 2 backups. One probably wasn't his and he probably grabbed the Felipe. Maybe Buczynski got a hold of that board at the time. He was taking old boards. It's just on someone's ring right now. Funny enough, not to like go back and forth, but I think both times I went to El Toro, I capped out at 12.
Okay, so look, that is El Toro looks way bigger than Davis Gap, bro. Look at that thing. Like Davis, don't get it fucked up. Davis Gap looks massive, but it just looks long. El Toro looks super tall and long. That's crazy.
Funny enough, not to like go back and forth, but I think both times I went to El Toro, I capped out at 12 tries.
Wait, how thick are the shoes you're wearing right there?
Boots. First clip in Etnies. I had like been trying them out, like Shex was giving me shoes and whatnot, yada yada, and then I finally got my own box, and that was the first brand new pair I ever put on my feet and took them up to SF.
Dude, gambler.
Bro, they weren't the right size. You can see it in the clip. They look huge. He was wearing a shoe that was a full size bigger than what he normally wears. Brand new that day, and tray flipped it still. I called him after they sent me the thing. I'm like, what size shoes are you wearing, dude? He's like, oh, they don't fit, but I'm just juiced.
I'm just juiced.
All right, you're crazy. You're crazy.
It wasn't.
All right. You're crazy.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. I don't think Davis Gap is bigger than El Toro, though. Or did he never actually tray flip El Toro?
You're crazy.
It wasn't planned until Gary Rogers planned mine.
Really?
I had like went through Sacramento and skated and whatnot. I looked at Davis, I think, on that trip, and like later on like Skate Line or something, he had mentioned it. He's like, oh, word around town, Chris Johnson just skated the Davis Gap. I wonder what he did. And I'm like, well, fuck, all right, well, I got nothing to lose now. I might as well go give it a shot.
I like that you had that mentality, though.
Never skated
You weren't
in
just trying to, like,
Gary Rogers. What the fuck?
take it back.
Shout out
Nobody
Gary
authorized
Rogers
him to say
gang.
that. I'm not doing this shit.
At the time, I just was tray flipping things pretty consistently, and like that rumor kind of just put a little fire under me to like go for it, and it ended up working out.
Do you think that it's your favorite tray flip of all time?
I think it's definitely the one that like I would be the most thankful that I did do. It's definitely done the most for me. But I think personally, out of like some of the ones I've like done, I had some goofy ones. There's one in Chicago I did on like this one gap where like I landed, swung my front foot up, but somehow put my foot back on my board and then immediately stopped myself and ran into a car.
It's unique and it's different and it has some character and you're good for it. Nobody can be like, well, I mean, he couldn't do it clean. It's like, come on, man, you know he can do it clean.
And then another one comes to mind is this, probably the first like big one I ever did. I don't know if you guys remember the gap in San Pedro with the palm trees. It's like a 3-block kind of. But yeah, I think as far as like impact wise in my career, I'd say the Davis one and even maybe the not making the El Toro one had a little bit of a hype behind it. I don't know. Is Wallenberg your favorite
So
one?
you never did?
Yeah, Wallenberg's my favorite one. Just because of the beat down
Never-
associated with it. That's the trick I'm definitely most known for.
I swear I've seen a
Absolutely
clip
had
of
to
him
try and go
tray
back to
flipping
Wallenberg
El
and tray flip it
Toro,
today.
bro.
Could you?
Yeah, I think I could. I've actually thought of it like a bunch. Like, could I? And I'm like, yeah, I think I could. At least to this day, you know? Maybe tomorrow I'll feel different.
Insane. I was about to say, bro, he did that shit. Is this not? I do see it actually. So he never did do it. Fuck. Nah, I guess not, huh? Damn, whatever. Well, yeah. I stand corrected. He never tray flipped El Toro. Technically did. Man, shout out Chris Johnson. Shout out Chris Cole. Damn, they both named Chris. Just doing Chris things. Man, that shit is crazy. And y'all know what to do. Feel me? Like, comment, sub, post notice. Follow me on TikTok, sub. I said that already. Follow me on YouTube. Nah, fuck. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna fuck with y'all in the next video, gang.